Hello everyone. Here I will be sharing my interview experience of Iift, which is Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, and which specializes in international business and is one of the best B schools in terms of international business in India, and which comes under the Ministry of Commerce. So I would be sharing my interview experience of Iift here. So let's begin. So there were three members were there initially, but due to technical glitch, one has to log off, or I don't know. He was the intermediary, so I think he logged off, and so the only left were two panel members. Both were female. One was around 30, and one was more than 40. So this was their age. So the first before the start of interview, they told me that you will be given a topic on extempore, on which you have to speak for a minute or two, and also you will be given some time to think of that. So the topic of extempore which I was given was IPR in pharmaceuticals. IPR stand for intellectual property rights in pharmaceuticals and the COVID-19. So this was my topic, and initially I thought it was quite absurd for me, coming from a background of physics, science, and so it is related to some biology or medicine, but it is also, if you had some good general knowledge, you can speak on this. So I was as most of us, like during the COVID, everyone was like watching the news and all regarding the pandemic, and also we could connect here. So I started about that only. So told about what is IPR and what is patent, and then told about how initially developed countries were able to make all the vaccines and developing countries were left behind. So pointed out all these points, and then I also told about how generic medicines are saving billions and billions of life every day, and if those medicines weren't given right, so they would have been selling off at a very high prices. So which would have been a very impossible for a normal or a poor person to afford those kinds of medicines. So that's important, that we need to have some profit for the companies who make the medicines, but not on the stake of emergency, not on the stake of people lives. If you can help, we should, I think. So this was all how I concluded. Then the female member told me that, so Ravi, tell me about yourself. And basically you have to tell two things. One is about your work ex, and the second thing you have to tell about your academic details and tell me about yourself. So as I mentioned them that I don't have any work ex, and I told about my academic details. So as I said about my physics, I did my graduation in physics. So she asked some questions on physics. First she asked me efficiency. I asked to clarify her about efficiency of what. So she asked in general. Initially I didn't remember, but then she told me to compare efficiency and production, and eventually I was able to tell the difference in both. So that is how I was able to tell the answer, just by discussing with them, kind of that. So efficiency formula is, if you want to know, it is output by input into 100. So then they asked me about Ravi. We can see that I don't see any connection between physics and MBA. So can you tell me why you choose this, and why don't you go for PhD or something like that, or MSc? So I told them about my well prepared answer, and then they asked me. So as in the midway, I also mentioned that I come from a agriculture family. My father is a farmer. So they asked me yeah, so Ravi, you told that you are from agriculture, so let's have some questions on that. So she asked me about Rabi and Kharif Fasal, which I told what is that, and then they asked me festivals which are celebrated after the harvesting festivals in India. Mentioned about Makar Sankranti, Holi, Gudi Padwa, and Baisakhi. I mentioned all these, and then they told me, Ravi, so tell me on the issue of stubble burning, how what is government doing to solve the problem of the stubble burning and the pollution. So I told about the Delhi government initiative, and also some other central government's initiative. And so she was satisfied, kind of, and she asked me, where did you read all these? So I told them that it was newspaper, and after all these questions they told me to log off. So yeah, this is my interview experience of IIFT. But sadly I wasn't able to convert IIFT. I don't know why. Could be of reason to of marks. But yeah, this is it, and maybe I could come in waiting, but let's see. Thank you.